monster in top two you were talking about for the US, you've gotta, you've gotta have an answer for it. And I mean, I think this is gonna be a pretty big match. We're excited for this one. We got race one on Grumble Volcano, so
Yeah,
we will see how the start of this unfolds.
I'm thinking United States by 54. That's just me.
Okay.
No bias, because a lot of my boys are on the US team, or the fact that I'm American as well. I want to see them do well, but I just think that the United States might get might overwhelm them in the front.
Yeah, and I mean, NATO already making moves up there with Strike backing him up in third. Tynan's gonna have to dispose when he gets the chance of NATO. NATO's gonna take this. Oh, wow! Wait, he did dispose of NATO there, coordinating the banana on the boost ramp there. Well played by Tynan.
Oh, that was very laggy, but Strike did a really good job of avoiding that horn, getting into first place. Yeah, Brand reds him out, so it's going to be top two for the Americans, and they're going to be looking to break.
We've got another player who uses the rear view camera a little too much, as Strike is checking his back constantly here.
Yeah, that top four for the Americans right now.
Yeah, Tyler's going to have to make a move here, try to get the double blocks, maybe pull something out here. Froom's going to allow him to catch up. Maybe he can red Roberto or someone up there. But yeah, you said the U.S. with their running power, we already see Roberto and Isaiah up there, so pretty quickly, in fact, as Roberto goes down in the shortcut, it seems.
No, I think it was just lag, actually.
Okay, I was
up there
impressed if he hit that. Yeah, these greens are going to be pretty important. At least connect one of them if you can. But Tyler, trailing the United States very closely, at least, so that's a good sign for Canada, as long as he doesn't make any big mistakes here.
Teep's looking to make a move. Getting a red onto Isaiah. Unfortunately, he has a protection.
Oh, triple reds. That's exactly what Tyler needs. And Teeps is going to slow down there. Way to yield to Tyler there. And if no shot comes out here, maybe a chance to at least take out one or two Americans. Looks like Isaiah not able to throw back the triple greens. Going to get a couple more reds off from Tyler. Got to watch out for Teeps.
Oh, you redded Teeps. Ouch.
He did.
The off-road.
Uh-oh.
No.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Roberto gets hit on the line, though.
Yeah.
I think that was a pretty mixed bag, actually.
Yeah. Okay. Bottom two for the United States. Yeah.
That might actually be a Canada win. Top two,
I think
6,
it may have been,
9,
for sure.
bottom two for the Americans, but Canada getting all of those mid spots. So, I mean,
I'm looking back at the end of the race there, and Tyler got the red out on Isaiah, and didn't seem like great communication there. Teeps came out of the shortcut, and I don't think Tyler was ready for that, and Teeps falling there. But, I mean, yeah, Canada able to keep it close, especially after United States top four. That's a good way to kind of switch the tides, I suppose.
Yeah, they did a really good job of picking apart that top four, but unfortunately for the Canadians, Strike in first. Strike, one of the best foreigner chans out there, as we all know, winning the Big Japan tournaments. A very, very good player. So you don't want to let him start cooking with gas in the front. I mentioned Isaiah and Roberto. You know, Strike is just as good, if not better, as both of them. So, I mean, and does get the pick as well, the DK Jungle pick.
Yeah, and I mean, at least for these two teams that are 3-0 in their groups and are definitely expecting on making moves in the bracket stage, we're going to see a lot of contention up here in the front, especially on these first couple turns. We know the bumps,
that was a tie first race, too.
Yeah, so, I mean, we've learned essentially nothing after one race. And yeah, you were talking last match about how there's not a lot of coins on this track, so I mean, if Strike's going to try to break away up there, he's gotta drive well, and he's gotta make space. The coin advantage is not gonna, give you a free win. He's getting all the coins though, at least.
For sure. Tyler pulls that Shroom up into fourth. Gonna be able to take cut into first place, I do believe.
Ooh. Nice cut. The banana onto his 5 head. Oh, yeah, what a throw, but unfortunately onto his teammate.
Yeah, it hits the wrong person, but United States 1-3 right now. Cinda up here also. Looks like 1-3-5 for the Americans.
Jack and Artie back in 8-9, I think.
Brand gets taken out, though.
Yeah. And we're pretty sure that's still Strike in first. Strike's growing his lead a little bit.
Yep.
Tynan following him pretty closely.
With double trails, too.
Yeah.
I mean, huge. Tyler's in kind of an awkward spot right now. There's a lot of Canadian players around him. Maybe able to get these greens onto NATO. He takes cut here. He lands on the banana. That's unlucky.
No good breaks here for Tyler as he's fallen back to 10th.
The Americans have some bad spots right now. I think that's going to be 9,
Roberto's
10,
holding
11,
blue, though.
Yeah, Roberto is holding blue. Tynan up there in second place. Tyler with a nice bill pull there, but the golden not really that favorable either. But I mean, barring a shock or some double reds by Tynan, and it looks like Tynan is far enough behind to the point where he's going to be getting shrooms pretty much solely.
Yeah, and that cut could be big to make up some ground on strike up there in first as Tyler trying to make moves from the other end here. A bullet, definitely, yeah, good place to use it here. He's got a golden to boot afterwards, so maybe able to gain some ground. The Canadians back here in 7, 8, 9. Tyler's able to dodge. Watch out for the blue. It's coming up. And probably going to reach strike at the very end. It doesn't look like...
Brand dodge.
Oh, no. Strike might be losing first here.
That might be Brand, though. Oh, Isaiah and Brand dodge, I think.
Okay.
That might have been top 3 for US. It was. Top 3, 5, 7.
Oh, definitely.
Well, I just... Whose shock was that, though?
I feel like that might have been Canada's shock. I'm looking on the mini map right now because it seemed that Tyler dodged. Whoever was in last used it.
If that was a
Canada got last.
If that was a Canadian shock, they kind of botched that, honestly, because they dodged the US in like 3-4.
Yeah,
Isaiah dodged a boo, Brand dodged a star.
It was a good play maybe to TS
it sounds
strike.
Yeah, it sounds like according to the chat it was Cinda's shock. It seems like there's a pretty big suspicion that he did use that. So I mean, Tyler able to benefit off that lightning bolt at least, but still a very big race for the US. And they're starting to break it or open pretty early with that big one. I mean, and here comes Hyrule Circuit. So you were talking an opportunity here for at least that's strike in first place still, yeah?
Yeah, no. Brand is in first.
Oh, Brand striking Isaiah at least, and NATO's up there as well, so drafting here on the next couple turns could be big for the US as they try to break away from the Canadian squad.
Yeah, we
Tyler has a red here.
Top spot right away as well. I'm not sure who that red hit, but it must have hit Roberto off. 3-4-5 for the Canadians right now, so we're going to see what they can do to take out these spots. Unfortunately, Tyler will not have an opportunity to take out the top spots.
Yeah, those shrooms would have been huge right there, but he's back in 10th again.
Yep. Strike, relax on the mirror, please. I do believe that is Isaiah in first place. This is one of his run tracks that he opts for, knowing him well, considering we are on the same team. Yep, it is. It's going to be a top 3, maybe a top 4 coming in for the Americans right now.
Canada, you might want to get the bolt right now because it seems like the US is firmly established a top 2 at least. Cinda's behind with, I think Jack was right behind him, so that might be a point of contention, but a horn as well for strike. The blue shell probably won't have an effect if it's thrown.
Man, United States is sitting pretty right now, unless whoever's in last, I would assume that's Canada, pulls shock there.
And you have to imagine it is.
Blue does come in. Strike gonna be looking to break. Cinda had a horn too. United States has had all the cavalry that they needed.
The U.S. is set right now. We're gonna look back at Tyler. He's got
top 4. Top 4. Brandon
Tyler can't really do anything with this fire. He's just surrounded by his teammates, so he's probably gonna dispose of this. Oh no, there comes the shock. That's big for Tyler. He's able to get the double box. Tynan with double reds there.
Yeah, Teeps did dodge in like 5th place too.
It just feels like top 5 is too far gone for Canada to make any moves here. Tynan can't even use his reds as Tyler sneaks up through the cut here.
Teeps got taken out
as well.
That sucks.
And that's going to be at least a top 4. I think that is a top 4 for the United States.
Yeah, Teeps was a lifeline for Canada there. Yeah, top 4 for the US, and 9 in last. Man.
And we're seeing it. We're seeing exactly what you were talking about. Isaiah, Strike, Roberto, Cinda. Whoever you have in the top is going to, be running and, prove as a threat to the opponent because, this United States roster is so deep.
Yeah, and it's not like, the United States kind of pulling races out of the blue. those last 2 races, they just straight up outran Canada and were the better team. So,
Right. I mean, they had that top 3 established going into lap 2, so.
Yeah, if you're Canada, you need to put out the fire right now, because you can't let a team like the U.S., who can, you know, just take a few good races and just blow it open to, you know, plus 60, plus 70. And
Ooh,
unfortunately for Canada,
yeah,
unfortunately for Canada, the U.S. does get this Wario Stadium pick, and as we talked about on the last cast, it is so favorable for top spots.
Well, and how do you even begin to dissect a top 4 after the United States has swung all the momentum? If you're Canada, how do you even start to pick apart that?
You're gonna have to. I mean, you're gonna have to get something to hit top 4 for one, and then hope that bumps and lag takes out some Americans at the beginning. But it looks like the United States did a really good job at spacing,
Excellent
so they're
spacing,
holding
yeah.
on these spots.
And they're going to give Strike the go there in first. Looks like he's going to be trying to take off with the red shell. Isaiah following him very closely. And, I mean, yeah, it looks like Tynan and John are back there. If they're able to get anything off here and try to, you know, at least get a numbers advantage up here in top spots.
Yeah, 3-4 for Canada, and Tynan and John
Big
are definitely
horn.
two of the players that you want up in the front.
He's going to use that there for sure, I think.
Yeah,
he's got
they've
Canadians
really
all
got
around him.
They've got to be careful. That was a good job on Tynan to force Strike to use the horn.
Strike's rearview mirror coming in
pulling
handy
into
here.
third, though.
Oh my God, Strike! Chill,
Stop.
chill. Do you want to take a look at Tyler pretty quick? Maybe Tyler's doing something back there. I've got Tyler in third.
Yeah, shout out.
I can breathe. Thank God. And
Yo,
he's got a
Tyler gets
boomerang.
perfect items too.
He's gonna watch
Strike
out for
kinda
that
failed.
trail, though. Yeah,
One-
Tyler
one-
infiltrating here.
Oh.
You can only imagine what's happening to Strike's L button right now, or look at his rear view mirror. Excuse me.
Tyler got hit, I think, or failed maybe.
Yeah.
Strike's gotta be careful.
Strike's
for the
got a
trail,
bomb too. He's gonna dispose of
Oh.
that.
though. This is a glider, doesn't really matter.
Oh,
Gonna be getting the
Tyler's
red
gonna
onto
get red
Tyler.
too.
Strike got like the perfect items, honestly, right there. He got triple bananas.
Yeah, and I mean, Isaiah's completely gone. Teeps gets bombed, so the top 4 for
Top
the United
4
States.
now for the Americans.
And a
Brand
shot.
Dodge in 4th. Oh my gosh.
I think that was a Canadian shot
had
because
to have
Artie and
been.
Jack are heading up there, yeah. But I mean, that's
Man,
going
and
to easily
Tyler
give United
Wood,
States a
too,
top
that
2.
sucks. Yeah, I mean, Strike kind of hurting a little bit. Man, but I mean, Brand dodging in 3rd. You can't really do too much with the shock, I guess. It looks like Canada gonna be pulling into 3-4-5 though, so.
Okay. It
Not a
might be a
horrible
bottom
race
so we
for
see
them.
Donkey Kong back there. No, at 9-12, so okay. I'm shrugging
was
my
pr-
shoulders currently.
That was a relatively even race, but like, dude, you got to get Brandon and Isaiah out of the front, man. They're just gonna run away with it.
And Joel, this looks very similar to the Spain-Chile match we just watched because, I mean, Canada's not winning races, but they're not giving up a giant race from the United States every race because the U.S. is pulling away, and the only way Canada is stopping the bleeding is by, you know, a tie race or like an even-ish race. They need a big
Yeah.
one, and I mean,
Yeah,
it's just
And
it's looking like they're overwhelmed right now.
Especially the Americans are so momentum based, where they get something behind them, they can just blow you away in 3 races. I mean, they can just you can play an even match for 9 races, but they'll destroy you for 3 races straight, and it just doesn't even matter.
And
And
that's
we saw that race 2 and 3. I mean, 1 and 4 were very even. That was only a +2 for the Americans in the tie race 1. But I mean, the Americans kind of just blowing Canada away in race 2 and
Excuse me.
3. So
And I mean, that's kind of the theme we see with, these World Cup favorites is they can just, take races that blow you out of the water completely, and I mean, especially when you're playing an evenly matched team relatively, like if you're in those bracket stages and you can get those massive races that just deflate your opponent, like that's big.
yeah, for sure. And I know that one thing that I've always thought is what separates the good teams from the great teams is how they deal with the pressure when their backs are against the wall. Canada kind of had their backs against the wall. And I know there were a lot of Canadians saying that they should have been a first-seeded team in groups here. So we'll see we'll see how they deal with this. The United States kind of getting their way. Brand with a huge snipe on a Jack, getting that Rosa Streetle out of there.
And Tyler finally able
Good
to
play.
break through here, gets the double, and I mean, a little iffy on the glider there, but
top 2, 4, 5 for the Americans. That bomb was just not ideal. Probably would have wanted to throw it after the fireball just gets obliterated. Whoever that was just got smoked by that green. It looks like a lot of top 3 for the Americans right now. Top 4 for the Americans. The shock does come in. That is Tynan dodging. That was a very early shock.
I don't blame Canada from bringing out that early shock. They've got to catch up right now.
Yeah, for sure. And that is NATO who's in a bill. Maybe somebody spammed it going through set. Nevertheless,
possibly
top 5 for the United States. Tyler getting backed. NATO looking to do a little trolling. NATO doing an amazing job at harassing these Canadian top spots. Top 4 is absolutely gone. NATO getting everything he needs right now. And to harass the Canadians, that top 4 for the Americans is absolutely gone.
As a former member of the United States back in the day, back in the Mario Kart 8U days, that's exactly why NATO remains on the United States roster, because you are in top 2, and then you hear NATO say, "Hey, you're getting top 2. I got triple reds," and it's over. I mean, NATO is just and NATO, even back to his Mario Kart Wii days, is just so talented at whole. I mean, he just he's the meat shield, man. He plays absolutely legendary back there.
That was vintage NATO right there, and you're gonna see the American bottom spots coming up in bills here. Doesn't look like you're gonna be gaining anything from it, but what seems like it is a top 4. For the Americans, not what he wanted for
possibly
Canada.
Oh no, that's Robert. Oh yeah, Roberto. Excuse me.
And again, Isaiah just having the time of his life, driving in first. You know, I'm his teammate outside of the World Cup, so I know as well as everybody else knows that that's where he's comfortable. And if you let him get going, he is one of the best players in the world.
And I think that's what makes the United States roster just so. I mean, makes it work for these high stakes matches, is that you have very, very good runners, and even though you don't have a dedicated bagger, which might bite them in matches that they're trailing in, you have a player who's dedicated to just destroying the other team in the MIG pack, and I think that's good for momentum. But what happens when the United States has their back to the wall?
Dude, I mean, they don't need to worry about.
I mean, exactly. That I guess it's a rhetorical question, but
they're kind of stepping on Canada right now. Thankfully for Canada, they do get their cheeseland pick.
6-point lead.
Yeah,
and Canada with a chance to maybe turn the momentum a little bit. We will see.
But I mean, they've got the 63 from Bran and the 56 from Isaiah right now, so hey. That is just crazy. They're MVPing the room by like 20 points.
Massive individual performances here.
Yeah.
And I mean, I saw 63 and 50, 54, whatever you said, and I was thinking it was like race 8 already. My brain's in the gutter right now, and they are pulling through.
Yeah, I mean, they are just absolutely going in right now, and this, I did not expect this match to start this way. I figured this would be a very close match all the way through, but the United States are currently cooking up a blowout, to say the least, I'd say.
Perfect opportunity to see how Canada responds here. Strike seeming to be cycling through his item roulette. I do wonder where Tyler's right now. Yeah, Tyler's in 6th, and I mean, he's pretty mid-pack, holding on to a star. And so, I mean, possibly banking on his teammate to whip something up. Yeah, gotta be careful about the boo, though, because, I mean, if his teammates get a boo, they're likely to hold it. But if the United States are able to nab that star, that's big. He's going to use it right now, pretty early. Oh, there you go. And I mean, Tynan.
And he pulls the horn.
Oh, that's big. Watch out for Tynan. He's got the trail. And I mean, Tyler finds himself into first, and we've seen a lot of bad breaks for Tyler. Maybe a chance to see this veteran player kind of be on the front line for Canada. Strike here in 3rd with a mushroom, possibly going to get the first.
Yeah, his bomb. That bomb's huge.
Big banana too.
But that's all Americans behind him. He's got to be careful.
Yeah,
that's 1-3-4 for the United States. Roberto gets a boomerang onto him too.
Oh yeah.
Tyler gets taken out. Strike has another boomerang.
The United States. Looks like mushrooms are coming up. Tyler's probably got a bank on getting some mushrooms here at the end of lap 3.
Ouch.
And
a single
one mushroom to
really
boot.
Not what you want. Who's that with triple reds? I didn't see who that was with triple reds. I'd assume it's a Canadian. Roberto does get taken out though. Isaiah cruising into an easy
Oh,
first.
can't
Tyler
get
gets
the
no
double.
box. That's rough.
Oh man, and you've got to feel for Tyler right now. This is not not
Yeah,
going
that's-
too well for him.
That's all Canada in the back too. Oh, 2, 3,
Okay,
4 for
still
Canada.
a winning race. What
Yo.
happened to the United States there? I mean, we were
I don't
watching
know,
Tyler. I think it was the shortcut for sure. I'm looking back on the Twitch stream, and I mean, it seemed like a lot of Canada came up in bullets and stars, and mushrooms became the theme of the last lap there. But yeah, I mean, so that's an answer. I mean, you'll take that if you're Canada. Tyler might be a little, you know, a little on tilt after that one, but his teammates able to come through with a big race.
Yeah, 2, 3, 4, and the bottom 2 coming from the Americans. But then again,
I mean, Isaiah, again, getting first place. And
Oh
that's
my god.
That is 3 plus 15s in a row for him. And,
Yeah,
I mean,
Isaiah and Brandon with
I
71
can't-
and 64.
Yeah, I can't stress it enough that Isaiah is one of the, if not the best, runner in the world.
We will be selling our Isaiah t-shirts on Endgame TV soon. Get yours before they're gone. But yeah, no,
I mean-
definitely a huge performance, and I'm looking forward to seeing this team, in the bracket stage for sure.
Oh yeah, especially. I mean, Canada, they won that race. They need something bigger, like right now. I mean, what is this, 58 after 6? You gotta come back. That's just how it is. But I mean, it looks like the Americans always dominating the front, though. It's not really them pulling good races out of thin air. It's just them getting top spots early and holding them down for pretty much the whole race. But you see Isaiah getting taken out early. That's what you want for Canada.
Strike here in 5th, able to catch up to the top. We see a 3-4-5 for Cinda, Brandon, and Strike.
Yeah, I'm not entirely too sure who's top 2.
I think there's at least one Canadian up there because they did have
gotta
2, 3,
be.
4, 5, and if they blew that, then that's just very unfortunate. Strike disposing of anyone he can behind him.
I think that is 2. Yeah, NATO in 2nd here. If you're Canada, you're scared right now.
I do think that's
Whoever is in
Canada.
first.
That's got to be Canada in first because
that
there's
could be
all
John.
U.S. members.
That could be John.
John is definitely sweating right now with all of these U.S. members
I
behind
mean,
him, though.
unless it's top 6 for the U.S. But I don't
If
think
that's
it is.
the case, oh yeah, Red Shell's coming out. That is looking to be Canada in first, unless he was just getting rid of a red for protection. But yeah, if we think that's John, John is holding on for dear life as he's Canada's only hope right now. Yeah, a lightning bolt would need to come out here. Looks like a Canadian is stopping way back there and kind of hoping for something, but the United States are out here in just numbers.
I mean, man, whoever's... Yeah, that is John.
Oh, that's
first.
John. The
People
U.S. members taking the
this.
shortcut. Can John squeeze out first? It looks
I
like
think he
it.
did.
Oh,
Wow.
and if we're gonna look at the results here, but that's gotta be a breath of fresh air for John. Oh,
Cinda got
no!
first! Bottom 5 for Canada. Cinda clutched out that first.
Cinda
That's
committing
crazy.
absolute highway robbery right there.
Damn.
And that deflates Canada a lot, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he went for it all. He went for that Nisk that can be really awkward on lap 3 at the end. But I mean, man, that is actually detrimental for Canada.
Right. And I mean,
if you're John, you wanted to hold on to first at all costs, knowing that none of your teammates are there to support you. But you did see it again, as I was stressing last race intermission. The United States get all those spots and they just hold them the whole race.
Right. There was no
not
contention up there.
No. And the United States doing a fantastic job to just keep those spots too, being aggressive with their items, slowing down to hit the Canadians on the come up. But
Yeah,
I mean,
and
and
an
the music park pick,
86-point lead right now.
the music
and
park
the music
pick is
park.
coming in, and as competitive Mario Kart players, this is a brutal track to catch up on, considering there are minimal to no time savers. But
yeah, and last race we saw on TikTok clock because there was a Waluigi miles back in last, and we realized that was Tyler. And I'm wondering because I mean, Tyler's not getting any breaks now. We've seen him in first, 4 or 5 times, and it's just the fortune is not on his side right now. And so you're wondering if he's maybe assuming that bagging role because they've got to get shock. I feel like, at least once coming up here. They've got to get just a dominant race, because
Yeah, they
US
need
is just pulling away.
Yeah. I do believe that was Strike trailing Roberto. Nevertheless, Brand just takes Roberto's spot for an American top 3 again. And oh,
Hello. Okay.
Strike just gets owned.
Strikes
I think
content
Brand gets
with
taken
ninth,
out
I guess.
too.
Yeah.
Could potentially be 2-3-4 for the Canadians. Teeps does get taken out. Tyler Horn by Isaiah. Cinda in first place. Looking to have the time of his life play some TT Simulator. Strike just getting griefed currently. But I do believe the United States was occupying the majority of those mid spots.
Oh my god.
Other than
Strike.
Strike.
Yeah, Tyler's back here as
Roberto's
well.
got
Is
shock.
that Roberto?
Roberto's
Yeah,
got
Roberto's
shock,
holding
yeah.
shock. Oh,
Uh,
this could be huge then.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of the Americans hitting the brakes here. NATO is getting hit out. Looking for a shock himself. Tyler trying to predict a shock
I
coming
think
in.
they'll cancel the blue. Yeah, looking like they'll
yeah.
cancel the blue. Tyler able to predict it pretty easily there, and he's got another
start
start of
shout.
boot.
Somebody dodged in the top spots though. I'm not entirely sure who that was. Isaiah getting taken out. Looks like a 3-5-6 at least for Canada right now.
Yeah, and I mean they've got to make moves now. This race is honestly their last realistic hope to
Brand getting
get rid of the. Oh. Okay.
Okay.
There's Teeps. Oh, Teeps gets taken out. He might have been one of the people who dodged. There's a boot with bananas. Tyler's going to use his plan immediately. And yeah, Tynan's in first right now.
This is looking really good for Canada. If
Oh,
Tyler
he
can get
catch
Cinda
up
out
to
of here.
Cinda. Oh, not connecting with Cinda quite yet. He has a mushroom. Gotta watch out for
It's
the
fireball.
fire. Oh no! And the
So
terror
much.
continues for Tyler and Team Canada, it seems like.
Man.
We'll see how these results unfold, but oh, that is deadly.
Wow. The
Absolute
Americans
deadly.
really salvaged that big
Yeah,
time.
I think that might have been, was that Cinda with fire, because Cinda and Tyler were right next to each other, and that interaction was crucial. I'm looking back at the stream here, and it seems that yeah, Cinda pulled into a double, and he had to have because he lagged the greens, he threw a bomb, and I think he threw that fire, so clutch plays by Cinda.
Apparently we were on the wrong POV because that was Strike's fire, and apparently he fireballed like 3 people off of Canada.
Oh my
So,
god.
I mean, yeah, that's just something that Strike can do, but I mean, it was huge that Tynan was able to clutch out first there, considering the Americans got pretty much everything behind him.
Absolutely.
Still a race win for the Americans, just extending that lead even more. Heading into race 9, a 92-point lead for the Americans right now. Really just looking to put it away this next race, probably.
Well, and yeah, I this is insane because we see how deep, I mean, this World Cup is this year. We've had 34 teams, and we see 2 3-0 teams with, I mean, considerably large plus minuses. They've dominated matches, you know, here and there, and the U.S. coming out and just staking their claim here. I mean, Group G is looking to be wrapped up if they can get another dominant race here, but yeah, 3 races left.
I mean, if they have another huge race, plus 30 right now, ends the match with 3 races left, and that is something that I don't think really anybody as a spectator or a neutral really expected. Maybe the United States expected to go in and kind of just take care of business, but I mean, that is definitely not what you wanted if you're Canada. Tyler getting redded out right away, an early top 3 for the Americans too.
Tyler had a chance to make a move on his
top
home
4
court.
for the Americans again, as we have been stressing this whole match. The Americans just getting early top spots and keeping them pretty much the whole race. I mean, this has been the theme, that the United States is just flat out outrunning Canada. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts, really.
And I mean, a phrase that I have been just tirelessly repeating this whole World Cup, and I'm pretty sure people are sick of hearing me say, is the numbers advantage. And I mean, with the US, it is just obvious to see that a top 4 is going to hold itself there if nothing goes wrong. And I mean, these players are good enough to where they can like guarantee that nothing goes wrong sometimes. And it's just, it's becoming clear here with a 92-point lead that they're not going anywhere, it seems.
That was an early American shock too. I saw Roberto use that in 11th.
Oh, wow,
maybe dodging the one other American that was, you know, in an unfavorable position. But I mean, if you're Canada, like, what do you even do right now? You're just getting, honestly, I hate to say it, but they're just getting straight up outplayed right now.
Right. Yeah,
The
this
Americans-
is looking like a massive showing, and I wonder
Bottom
where.
3 for Canada right now.
I'm assuming Strike is up there in top 2. Is that what we've been saying? He's definitely up there.
Yeah, Brand doing a little trolling now.
Blue shell for Tyler,
man.
maybe able to do something here, but it just
Bottom
Canadian
4 for
members
Canada
continue
now.
to fall.
I'm not too sure who just got backed, but I mean, if that was Canada, that was John.
Yeah,
at the
that's
bottom
all Canada,
5 for
and the
Canada.
United States is
Oh my
absolutely just
God.
disposing of Canada right now.
Wait.
Wow. Triple
Tyler's the only
reds
one
though
up
for
there.
Tyler.
He's got to be careful. That he
It's,
doesn't get
it's
leg
looking
trailed.
like
Oh,
this
that
match
hits
might
into,
be
yeah, that
closed
hits
up.
into Roberto. But yeah,
Oh,
top
not
4, 5 for Canada.
Not
United
quite
States, sorry.
closed up. Oh my goodness.
Mathematically, it'll still be possible, but the chances are extremely slim. This is Kevin. This is not how I expected this match to go at all. The United
mean,
States,
I will
after
say
that
neither
tie
did I.
race 1, I mean, they just have put their foot onto the gas.
It's really funny because at the start of this match you said the USA. You said you had the US by 54, was it?
Yeah.
I remember. I think it was Netherlands and Canada. I think that was the match I was watching on MKTV. I was watching a stream, and I said Netherlands by 60, and Netherlands was up by 60 by
No.
or after like
Canada was up by 60.
oh, Canada was up by 60. Maybe that was Canada I chose. Point is, the US was up by 50 after 3 races of this. So I mean, your prediction was right, but they are just pulling away right now.
Oh man.
Trainbow Road coming out. Okay.
Yeah, literally the best track in the game. Do not even at me. I'm just kidding.
I'll at you. Why is this the best track in the game? I'm curious.
Because it's funny. Because I mean, no one likes it other than me. So it's just. It's
This
just
track
funny
is
making people
legendary, I mean-
irritated, yeah. I mean, it's pretty toxic. It is pretty toxic. But oh man, I mean, if you're Canada, I mean, you pretty much have to get 3 top 6s consecutively, and that is even a hard feat to do if it is a D1 team playing against a very low div team, let alone at the highest level here.
Exactly, and I mean, yeah, this is top level Mario Kart, and so teams, especially if you're in that like very slim group of what could be considered World Cup favorites, like, is the U.S. really about to give up 3 top 6s in a row? No.
Very
But-
unlikely.
Yeah. No, but it is Mario Kart, and I mean, we've seen the craziest things. You can't count them out until it's mathematically impossible, as Tyler's trying to cruise along here in first, finally gets
Yeah. Isaiah pulled a red for a set.
Never
so-
mind. Yeah, and I mean, it's
Okay.
it's
That
looking
boomerang
like a
keeps heaven.
too much of a mess here to pull out a top 6. And I mean,
Yeah.
these short tracks are pretty important for for the U.S. to keep Canada from developing a top 6. I think.
Yeah, I mean, even though this is a Canada pick, Tynan in last currently. You're not going to be... Oh, this looks like curtains for Canada, honestly. Bottom 2, 9th place coming for Artie as well. They needed... Yeah, bottom 3 for Canada now. They needed a top 6 this race to keep it in.
Yeah, and it looks like the
and that
United
is
States
not happening.
is drawing the curtains shut on this. I mean, this primetime match, 2 3-0 teams, and the United States is about to put a stamp on Group G.
Yeah, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the Americans.
Wow.
That is curtains. Good games to Canada. United States coming in and absolutely stepping on Canada's neck. And I mean, man, this was just real. I mean, other than race 1, this hasn't really even been a contest. The Americans have just dictated.
Race
the
1 was
whole
a tie
tempo.
race.
Yeah, I mean, the Americans have just dictated the whole tempo of the match.
Yeah, and I mean, as much as this is very deflating for Canada, and it is a tough defeat, their journey in the World Cup is not over because they have clinched an advancement into the bracket stage. What do you think they've learned from this match? Because I'm curious what they're thinking in their Discord call right now.
Well,
after...
what they're thinking right now is, damn, we really got to play Japan after this.
That's the tough part.
That's what they're thinking right now. But it's important for them to not get too down on themselves. Even though I know that Canada can be a lot better than what they were today, but the Americans really showed out, and this is like top level American Team USA Mario Kart right now. I mean, they played incredible.
Well, yeah, and I mean, just as you said, this seems like, I mean, about as well you can do with your circumstances if you are the United States. Excuse my stuttering there, but like for Canada, I mean, it seems like they had opportunities and they caught a couple bad breaks. I'm not going to discount America's dominance in this match because they absolutely, are killing this. But there have been some tough breaks for Canada, especially, I mean, we've seen Tyler's perspective not, getting the best of opportunities, especially when he's been in the front. But I mean, do you think they change up their plan when they're playing Japan? Because it doesn't seem like what's going on here is going pretty well.
I mean, I don't know, because it's not like they haven't been bagging for shocks either. They just haven't really been getting what they needed.
Right.
Well, top three for Canada now, but unfortunately a little too late. But I know that Jack was a last-second sub for Gadin, I do believe.
Yeah.
That I don't think that really would have made too much of a difference though, because I mean their skill level is so similar. So wow.
Oh dear.
It's just one of those matches. Yikes. It's just one of those matches. Tyler's probably fuming right now, honestly, but man,
yeah.
this is just rough. This has been a rough match for Canada, honestly.
Yeah, and it doesn't get any easier with Japan. US, on the other hand, so they will be playing Germany. Is that other group about sealed up? Yeah.
Yeah, Germany 3-1, unless somehow one of the play-in teams upset Japan, which I mean, not a knock at any other of the play-in teams or anything, but I just think it's extremely unlikely that a team of Japan would lose to...
Japan's lost like 5 or 4 matches in 7 years, so...
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be looking like a USA versus a Germany, Canada-Japan quarterfinal. And then I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, Strike just doing a little trolling of his teammate. But I did see a message from head honcho rookie, a shout out, but Mexico was up 90 in their final group stage match after 4 races, so that does seem like it would be a solid second place for Mexico. Therefore, on the other side of the bracket,
so Spain and Mexico with the rematch, yeah?
Yeah, Spain and Mexico, and then England, France, which will be a very good match, especially if we see the big dogs for the English side come out. I'm talking about Xander and Ryan's.
Oh yeah, has Ryan's played a match yet? I haven't seen any results with Ryan in it, so I'm not sure.
I don't think so, and I think Xander only played against Spain.
Yeah, he played against Spain, and I definitely think they gave the deeper half of their lineup a chance to, get some World Cup experience, which I think is a really good, a good opportunity for these teams, especially the ones that aren't, because I mean, we're looking at the US, we're looking at Japan, we're looking at France, we're talking about Germany and Canada at least, having, pretty deep lineups top to bottom, but the top favorites we were talking about, US, Japan, and France, like, it seems like those are the top 3. Like, they are just crazy bottom to top.
It's not even a hot take to say that those 3 teams are on a different level.
Right.
Compared to everybody else in the field. Because, it was like the 4th 1 seed was kind of up in the air. Like, is it Spain? Is it Germany? Maybe Canada? England? But, Japan, France, United States, never within doubt, really.
I'm honestly pretty pumped about Spain possibly being that 4th spot there.
Spain could be a dark horse for sure, I think.
I've already casted 2 matches of theirs, and I've been impressed throughout the whole match, and I think they've got, again, the running power, and especially since we've seen this from US. Race 1 to race 12 here, just all of the presence in the top spots is going to be necessary to beat these top teams.
Yeah, for sure. Oh. Well,
okay,
anyway,
I like it.
But I'm not 100% sure who goes where, but the fact that we might see a France-Japan semifinal is actually criminal.
Oh, that is going to be massive.
Yeah,
Because
that's
this isn't lose or like there's no losers bracket.
there's no
this
loser
is
bracket. Yeah.
Oh.
Single elimination.
So if you lose a series, you're out.
Yeah.
And
That's how it is.
I mean, in recent World Cups, at least we've seen, teams you'd think would meet in the finals meet in the semifinals. I think we've seen a lot of USA, France, a lot of Japan, France, a lot of back in the day we saw USA and UK. When the UK had Scotland and Ireland, like. You get a chance to bring it back in the grand finals if you can make it through the losers bracket. But this is why who you play in the quarterfinals is so important to these two teams.
Yeah, because I mean, if you get an unfavorable draw, you could be the favorites or the second favorites. Doesn't matter. If you get an unfavorable draw, you could just be out at 7th place. So
yeah, USA cannot be complaining about anything that transpired this match, honestly, as they get a dominating win over their North American rivals, and they don't have to play Japan,
which is the more important thing, honestly, if you're looking at it from that perspective. Isaiah, I said, don't let this man into the front. You see a 128 coming out from him. What happened?
Massive performance from Isaiah for sure.
Yeah. That is going to be a huge victory for the United States. Man, a 138-point victory. We do get confirmation that Mexico wins their last group stage match, meaning that they are 3-1 in groups, a plus 124 for the Mexicans. So yeah, they will be playing Spain in the quarterfinals. Again, France versus England, Canada versus Japan, and United States versus Germany. I don't think the United States and Germany have ever played against each other at World Cup in Mario Kart 8
tournament. That'll be fun. I'm excited. I'm excited for all these matches, of course. But yeah, these powerhouse teams, as a lot would have expected. This is the group of 8 we have. I mean, yeah, we got Japan, Germany, France, Mexico, the U.S., Canada, England, and Spain. Sounds like. I think everything's pretty wrapped up in standings, at least.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if there are any more matches, but this was the last group match that was really important. Obviously, Mexico just solidified